constant over the centuries.
Pero ano natin
But human
to?
life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble rising through water. Transitory.
Ay, ito na pala.
All the world holds dear is but a backdrop of constant motion. I stand before it, alone and unchanging.
Alright, let's start. Need to burn some resins, right? So... Aha, 23 level. Ilang araw na lang yung event. Malapit na pala. Oh, 8 days pa. May bago na naman. Ay, hindi. Ba ito? Para sa card game to eh. TCG to eh. So, tapos ko na eh. 36. So, Archon Quest tayo pala ngayon. Natin kung may Resin tayo. Ayusin muna natin. Tira ba? Yung game. Okay pala. May tatlo. Okay. Wish tayo after mga 10. Tatlong acquaint na lang. Makapag-wish tayo 10. Kaso wala tayo pang wish. Tayo na. Gems. Oh my god. Uy, meron pala tayo. Isang wish. Dalawa na lang pala. Dalawa. Babili tayo. Bargain. Intertwined pala. Acquaint pala yung blue. Sorry na. May solusyon tayo dyan. Quest lang tayo. Makakuha na tayo ng pang wish. Teka. Ano muna tayo. So. Ayaka. Talent 10. Next is, where is Shen? Ay, senyora. Pala nagre-reset to. So, dahil dyan, dahil di pa nagre-reset ang ating domain, kasi na-consume ko na eh. Na-consume ko na siya eh. Pwede ko naman dito kaso sayang, pang-grind ko sa level to eh. Wait lang. Oops, wala. Shoot. Asa na si Kokumi? Asan ka na, Kokumi? Uy, Kokumi, asan ka? Po ang Kokumi. Mukhang bukas din to ah. Shoot! Bukas din. Ba naman walang Sabado. Okay. Shenhe. Ito na lang muna. Tayo pang-ubos. Genshin pa pala ang kailangan ko. Tsaka to. Okay. Kailangan pa 90 ko na muna to. Pwede unahin ko na lang muna si Kokom eh. Okay. Kailangan ko muna pa 90 to. Hindi, yung target ko kasi sa kanya 88 lang eh. Oh, look at that. Mag-chenehin na lang muna tayo. At muna natin to. Tapos mats niya. Okay, let's go. So, for this week, kunin ko muna si Shen. 90 ko to. Then next ko si Kokomi. Shenhead and Kokomi. I need a lot of... Ano pa pa-level natin? Ano yun? Character. Ayun. I have 6. Uy, saan ko gagamitin to? Uy, pampa-level to. Saan to? Rich sands material for what weapon? Pa-level ba to? Para saan weapon to? Oh my gosh. May nakuha akong weapon. Di ko alam para saan to. Teka lang. 4-star weapon ba? Teka nga, saan ko nakuha to? Oh my god. Wait, para saan to? Specialized for material for Ibis Pincer. What's that? Is that a 4-star? Ibis Pincer. Maybe I have a weapon like that. This is it? No. What the fudge? Bro, what weapon? Ibis Pincer. I think I don't have a weapon for that. Oh my god, saan ko nakuha yung item na yun? Sorry about that. Wait, there's a... Oh, fudge! Baka naman nakuha ko yung... Naku. Hindi ko ata nakuha yung weapon. Oh my god, nag-event ako. Hindi ko man kumuha ng weapon. Pero posible hindi ko nakuha. It's impossible. It should be here. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Nabahan ako dun. Very light. Kala ko hindi ko nakuha. Character's elemental mastery will increase by 60 within the after charge. Uy, wow. Parang kanina to. What do you think? That's good for 6 elemental. Max up 2 stacks. 2. So max up 2 stacks within 6 seconds. Wow, that's about 160. Ayos ah. That's good. Pero kaninong character? Facial ba? Or...
As a jeweler
Pero anyways, punta muna tayo sa... Pwedeng gamitin kaya ata. Akong paggagamitan. Teka nga, i-burn na lang natin. Wala akong paggagamitan. Tatlo naman yun. Oo, diba? So, i-burn. We're gonna burn. So, ba tayo? Mag-ano tayo? Weekly. Bounties request. Oh, bounties. Goods yan. Or pwede mag-dailies muna tayo. Walang loading ng ano ngayon internet dahil ba maulan? Basta ulan yan. Ay Diyos ko, lumalakas na naman ang ulan. Lagi na lang umulan. Bagyo. Oh, saan kalaban? Dito.
By ordinance divine, obey! Whirling
Bang!
snow!
You're dead.
Shall we
Hindi umabot. Hindi ko pala na-buff. Sayang yun Isa pa nga. Mamaya. Lagyan natin si Kokomi. Itapag natin. Pinatinga ko. Oops. Kalimutan ko ilapag si Kokomi bago si Ayaka. So, saan ba natatagal tong kalaban Shenhe muna. Shenhe and then Kazu. And Kokomi and then Ayaka. Kaso patay agad tong mga to. Ang ano lang ito. Sakto.
unleash! My opponent!
Okay ba? Fuck! Masabog pa Tikit-tikit kayo. Sige.
Manifest! A brash maneuver!
Kupo.
Rebuild! Take flight!
Bakit? Mas ka pa doon? Oh my god! Lahati na lang buhay nung ano.
Let's get down to business. The wind knows me.
Do your master's bidding! My apologies! So rude!
Finally,
Ang sakit. Ang sakit yun naman. Sakit ng kalaban. Ito tayo. Sundan na natin yung ilan na ba to? Pang-apat ulit. Hindi ganito ka dito.
one with nature.
Patay ka, bye.
Obey!
Patay ka dyan.
Whirling snow! go!
Place pala to. 1, asa isa? 2. Saan tayo? Ganda dyan, sundan na natin yung Archon quest na. Ano na ako eh. Nabitin ako eh. So recap natin sa Archon quest. Saan ba ako natapos? Ipin ko bago ko ituloy. Okay, yung pagkakabalik ko sa Archon quest is naalala ko hindi ko na maalala. Tama ba yung kay ang pangalan ng babae? Kalimutan ko. Si Blondie. Yun. Okay, naalala ko na. Yung iniimbestigahan yung kaso ng tatay ni ano. Pangalan nun? Naalala ko na. Muta ko talaga isang karakter na Gio. Malalaman natin yan. Teka, babalikan natin. So, yun ang naalala ko eh. Iniimbestigahan yung kaso ng tatay niya. As far as I know, sa records, posibleng inside job or may nag-claim dun sa tatay niya. Tama? I forgot her name again. Teka nga lang. Aalamin ko yan. Wait. Lalaman natin yan. Teka. Ano muna natin tong mga materials. Ay! Tap naman maligo sa ulan. Ang lakas. Lagi na lang.
Thank you for completing today's commissions.
May kantahan yan eh. Okay, game. Ito. And we are level 24. So, let's continue our conquest. The truth lost with the rain. Let's go. Oh my gosh. Tama, dito nga. Alright, let's tuloy na natin to. Isang linggo ko hindi nilaro to. Yung quest kasi tinamad ako. Dami kong ginawa. Dami kong requirements na dapat tapusin. However, everything's done. So, my mind is at peace right now. I can focus on the story quest. Alright, so let's... So, just to recap, yun nga, so we're investigating the case of the father of... My God, nahulog ako. Nahulog ako, wait! I fell. Again. Hindi kasi gumamit ng tulay eh. Ulit. Wait lang. Ito tayo. So we are investigating the case. Alright, ito na. Let's see.
It is settled then. Please excuse me and enjoy your conversation at your leisure.
Thank you for arranging everything
Ayun.
for us, Malus.
Navia. Limutan ko kasi letter N.
Excuse me, miss. Do you need anything from us?
Alright. Di kasi napupus eh. Teka, pause natin.
Navia's all quiet.
Alright.
This isn't like her at all.
Sa part na to, going back, we're investigating the case of Navia's father. Yun nga, may kaso nga na murder. And then, yung kaibigan ng tatay niya, which is a close friend, ito yung mag-anak. Yung asawa at anak nung namatay na yan. Kasi, nangyari na pala tong kaso na to. Itong case na to, nangyari na pala noon pa. So, reason, the cause is the water from primordial seawater.
I'm sorry that I only came
So,
to
let's
visit
see.
after all this time. After what happened, I didn't know how I was supposed to face the two of you.
Ah, if it's about that, there's no need
Galit
to
yung bata,
apologize.
oh.
After my husband died, Spina di Rasula sent us a lot of mura and support. I understood your guilt and apology to be genuine.
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques?
Si Jacques pala. Si Jacques. Jacques.
I can understand the kind of pain that comes with losing a father so needlessly.
You don't understand at all.
I didn't know
Galit.
how to face you. Because I didn't know what I could possibly bring as a consolation gift.
Galit
I
siya.
know
Diyos ko po,
only the
Lord.
full truth could bring closure to you. And to all of us.
Ka na po magalit.
I'm sorry.
Adele pala yung
I
pangalan.
appreciate the sentiment,
Si
but you
Adele.
don't have to carry all that guilt. On the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I have more or less found our answer already.
Would you mind sharing it with me? I really can't believe that my father could ever bring himself to shoot Jacques.
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never go into the synth business again. He had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of
Okay.
providing for his family
Nare-recall
too
ko na yung
literally.
nangyari sa kwento.
For the
Yung
longest time,
bago
he
to.
thought Mora was everything.
So, yung tatay ni Navia, naakusahan na pumatay kay Jack. In which part sa investigation, si Jack kasi namatay dahil sa duel. So, dun sa duel na yun, yun kasi yung serve ng justice sa Fontaine. So, it's either you fight for your life or kakasuhan ka nila. Sila mag-husga sa atol sa'yo. So, in this case, nakuha natin yung kwento na hindi namatay si Jacques dahil sa tatay ni Navia. It's possible daw sa primordial seawater. So, ayan, tuloy
So when
natin.
Mr. Callis came to him with a proposal, he accepted it almost immediately. He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so, he was still found out by the higher-ups.
They found out about his betrayal?
Okay.
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell to the two of us. I don't know that for sure, but you could say that's the conclusion I eventually came to. Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callis had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive and after he passed away.
Kalas ba?
Even if
Teka
he
lang,
fired the
baka
shot that
na-mix
killed
up
my
yung pangalan
husband,
Kalas
it was
ata yung
likely
sa...
in self-defense. It is impossible for me to hate him for what he had done.
Ano, si
But
Kalas ata.
Mama, why is Papa still the bad guy if he did the right thing? Papa always wanted to be a good man. So why did he have to do a bad thing in the end?
Kalas ata
Well,
yung... Ay,
Things aren't always as they seem.
Kalas...
You still feel like your
Tatay ni
papa was a
Navi,
good man, right?
Shucks.
Yeah. Papa was a really
Baka
good man.
nakapag-mix...
The best in the whole world.
Napag-mixed up ko yung
Then you should
pangalan.
hold on to that. If a good man had to do a bad thing, then he must have had his reasons. Regardless of whether he left you a parasol or a sword. He must have done so to give you a better life.
Oh.
Thank
Pero
you
umiyak ka din.
for everything you've told me. I will definitely find the truth. The current state of things is not something I'm willing to just sit back and accept.
Thank you. I'm very grateful to hear this from you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really similar.
You really think so? That's the first time anyone said that to me.
Ayan na. Testimony from Jacques' family. Tama si Jacques nga. Jacques' family believes that he had struggled greatly with in order to kill Callus. Did Callus act on self-defense or was there more to the incident? So, in short, Callus is Navia's father. So we'll continue to investigate and solve this mystery.
I'm fine. Don't worry.
Wait, napindot ko. Okay, saan tayo?
Garage should be
Magtulay
nearby.
naman kasi dito
And
eh.
we should be able
Ako
to find
magtulay.
Thierry and Uncle Marcel in the city.
Si Marcel.
I'll get myself together on the way.
Ako, umiiyak na si
please
Navi.
don't worry.
Umiiyak ka na. Iyak mo. Sige lang. Mas, more mo nalalaman pagkamatay niya. Ay,
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance
ito si
today?
Florent. Isa to. Isa to
I'm
sa
sure you've heard about what
mga...
happened at the Opera House. Someone got turned into water right in front of us.
Yeah, I've heard. With something
Florent.
that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth. And it'll be all the talk for the next several weeks.
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, it was raining outside, and we found some clothes left at the scene. After my partner here put the dots together for me, I
Yo,
feel
Glenn!
like we should try to reopen his case.
Good afternoon.
Can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that night?
Tuks.
Let me
Happy
think.
streaming. Uy, thank you, Glenn.
Mr. Callus
Thank you sa
was
support
feeling
sa
pretty
stream.
upbeat that day.
So,
So he
ay,
was
shout
drinking
out
and bantering
kay...
away with us at the
How do you
table.
pronounce your first
After
name?
that, he told
Unisys?
us that he wanted
Unisys
to go
Glenn.
get some
Pala.
fresh
Shout
air.
out sa'yo, brother.
So
Thank
we
you so
let him
much.
go without
Sa
thinking much
suporta.
of it. Who knew that we would hear two
Oh.
gunshots ring out right after?
Ako, hindi ko pa na...
My first
Tapos
reaction
ngayon ko
was that
lang
Mr.
ulit tinuloy.
Callus's life was in danger.
Ngayon ulit tinuloy yung
I grabbed my
kwento.
holster and made a mad
Thank you,
dash
thank you.
toward the scene. But when I got there, it was already too late. Mr.
Nandito
Callus
tayo
was
sa
standing
kwento
over a
ng
dead body with a
misteryo
gun in
ng
his hands.
kaso ni
All we could
Calas.
do was look back and forth at each other, not knowing what to say.
So you also remember two gunshots then?
Indeed. The guard said that the first shot didn't hit anyone, while the second killed Jacques. But I've never really bought that explanation. Reason being, Mr. Callus had left his gun on the table. I even made sure to confirm that before running to the scene.
Nag-HSR ka pa rin
But
ba? Oo,
according to the
naglalaro pa rin
guards,
ako.
That doesn't mean he couldn't have had other guns on his person.
Nag-ano lang ako wait, pinas ko lang. Nag-stop ako, siguro 3-4 days na. After nung patch, ang laki kasi nung memory. Kinain na naman yung storage ko. Ang ganda ng bagong mechanics ng Star Rail. Dapat i-apply nila sa Genshin, no? Grabe yung Stellar Jade sa Swarm Disaster. Ang laki. Stellar Jade sa Swarm. Ay, yung ano? 1,200. Tama ba yung sa event? Naku, kailangan ko ata laruin yan ah. Sayang yun, pang 10 wish din yun. Equivalent to 8 to 9 8 wish, ay hindi, 7 wishes. Sakto din yun ah. Dami din.
About the
Check ko
clothes
nga
left
yan.
at the scene that you mentioned.
Asan yung cellphone
Do
ko?
you think there was a third person there who was turned into water?
Yung kasi napatch eh. Ay, napatch. Wait, nasaan na yung games ko? Ayan natin. What? 4-5? Lo, seryoso yan? Gagi, lalaroin ko nga. Hanggang ano yan? Hanggang kailan yung event? Oh, tech 4-5? Tapos mo na ba? Okay, ngayon ko lang nakita yan. Wala.
At least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill. So he would
Abats
also have
na.
no reason to bring an extra gun with
Ay,
him.
hindi kita.
The
Hindi
gun
kita.
he was holding probably belonged to
Update
Jhun,
ako.
or a third person on the
Mag-update
scene.
ako. Wait
Yeah,
now.
that makes a lot of
Next week
sense.
na yun.
So you're saying
Wala, hanggang
Mr.
next week na
Callis
lang?
ended up with the gun because he seized it from one of the other guys?
Teka nga.
But hold on. If that's what had happened, then why didn't he share the truth with any
Yung
of
iba
us?
kasi tinapos
He
ata.
didn't
No?
even want to face the
Teka,
Aura
wala
Trace
ko ata
machine
malaro to.
and chose instead to prove his honor in a duel.
Ah, permanent.
Did he
Okay.
lose all faith in the
Kala ko
courts
naman.
after seeing someone dissolve right in front of his eyes?
Pangalan ng event. Nasaan na yun?
About that, Malus told me a thing or two.
Putik, hindi ako
I
nakalagin
think I can understand
kahapon.
why he committed to the duel.
Sayang yung
I'll
claim
tell
na
you
yun.
everything
37
once
days.
the
pa
whole
na.
truth has been revealed.
I understand.
Anong event yun?
Then
Ay, anong
I'll
event?
leave Mr.
Anong
Callis's honor
swarm
in your hands,
disaster?
boss.
Saan makita
And if I
yun?
may just say one more thing, the whole Callus the Unfaithful epithet has been a thorn in my
Kasi
side since the
nagpapalakas
day it
ako
was
ng ano.
invented. Many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callus,
Wait lang,
even
Florent.
after so many years
Pause
have
ka muna.
passed.
Titingnan lang ako. Event dito. Event ba yun, Glenn? What I mean, September 6 pa kala ko naman. Okay. Thank you sa clarification. Nalito ako, na-excite ako ah.
But it was
4,
Mr.
5.
Callus's trust that allowed me to rise through the ranks of Spina di Rasula.
Siyempre, di ko
And live the life
palalampasin
I
yung
lead
event
today.
na ano
No
na
matter
yan.
what others
4,
might
5
say,
na Primus, Diyos ko po.
he'll always be the man I
Stellar
respect the most. And he'll always be
Palakas pa
my
naman ako ng
boss.
characters.
Don't worry. I will definitely find the truth. You and all our other comrades at the Spina deserve to know the truth as well.
Ang ganda ng bagong ano ng tawag dito. Mechanics nung Star Rail, no? Yung sa Trailblazer power. Pag na-exceed mo yung 240, may additional kang reserve power. Diyos ko po.
As a jeweler cherishes their gems.
Pwede mo gamitin. Dapat apply to sa ano Genshin eh. Kung papayag sila. Kung a-apply nila. Dami kasing hindi naman lahat nakakalaro ng araw-araw. And 240
could be as leisurely as this a little more often.
Trailblazer power compare sa 160. Ito nga dapat to na 180 o 200 na, ayaw pa rin nila dagdagan. Diyos ko po. Kailan pa nila gagawin yan? I mean, kasi kulang na kulang talaga. Siguro sa 160, oo. Sa weeklist mo, dahil may discount yung boss domains, 30, o sige, sabihin natin 90 resins. Eh kung gusto mo pa mag-grind ng additional, kung dadagdagan nila ng additional 400, yun eh, may matitira pa sa yung ano, 110. Wala, ayaw nila dagdagan yung resin eh. Sana naman dagdagan nila, ganyan
Hey,
lang
Thierry,
200.
it's me.
Oh,
Oh, so
okay.
are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances, shouldn't you have been called back to the city already?
I mean, where I work is really up to me. Let's just say I enjoy the ambiance of Poisson. Callis did a fantastic job running the town, building Spina di Rosula from the ground up and clearing many obstructions in my way. It would be next to impossible for me to find a similarly easy but high-paying job in the city. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Are these two friends of yours? You,
Yes, sir.
Here for some formal business?
Yes. These two are my partners. What happened at the Opera House made us realize that Linny's case and my father's may be related. We're trying to reinvestigate the details of my father's old case.
Ah, I get it. You think there might be more to the case now that we know people can be dissolved into water, right? I was also flabbergasted when I first heard of it. If you want to go through the original files from your father's case, I can help you look for them.
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Actually, I have another question. Do you have the authority to dispatch Gardamex?
Of course. Without them, I couldn't possibly handle Poisson on my own. Why do you ask? We definitely can't use them to forcefully get more evidence for your father's case.
Well, you see, just recently, we were attacked by a horde of unnumbered Gardamex in the city. So,
Pinag-control
if
eh.
you hypothetically wanted to do something against me, all you would need to do is get rid of the mecha serial numbers and send them after me.
Then you think too highly of my abilities. Dispatching mecha is very different from controlling them. If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef to cook, but not to massage your shoulders or carry your baggage. If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your mind and ignore you completely. The same goes for me and my Gardamex.
4,500
Removing
nga
a
na check
serial number
ulit.
is also not as
Dami
easy
yan,
as you might
grabe.
think.
Ilang wish kaya
There
eh?
are a lot of
30.
complex steps to it,
30 wish.
and it's almost impossible to keep it a secret. So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely private units.
Nag-post na ba sila sinang
They're
susunod na
certainly
ano?
not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be super rich,
Susunod
powerful,
na
or
characters.
both. Now that you mention it, though,
Oh, then you're officially
Tama.
in the clear, Thierry.
oh, well, thank you for the vote of confidence, Navia. Jokes aside, I'd like to wish you all the best with your investigation. I'll be staying in the city for a
Yeah.
little while, so just come find me if you need any support from the guards.
Alright, let's go. Theory. Is the person responsible for the official contract between the Spina de Rosula and the guards. According to him, only sufficiently rich can privately own large number of Gardamex. Okay. Ano ba yung isa
A blade
nating
embrace-
investigation? Let's see, where are we going? Sa baba. Teka, halo na lang tayo dito. Ayoko na maglakad. Ay, nasa baba naman yan. Ah, nasa baba nga. Tapos baka naman nasa loob ng building. Sa... Ano? For sure, mahirap din sila magbigay ng ganyan kalaki. Tapos, madali lang. Siguro.
Hello, how may I help you? I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know? You can just say Navia's looking for him. Sure. I will let him know right away.
Pwede nating sabihin na malaki siya, pero sobrang dami ng quest. Or pwedeng,
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting.
since wala naman
Not as young
siyang
as I used to be, so my legs
event
are
time, no?
giving
Wala
out a
event
bit.
day pa. Ano lang,
Oh,
sabi mo
it's all right,
permanent.
Uncle Marcel. There's
Siguro
no need to
matagal lang
stress.
siya. Madami kang
I just
gagawin.
wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened in the opera house.
So,
I'm sure
ganun
you
lang
saw
siguro
everything
siya.
too, right?
Hindi siya
Yes,
mahirap.
I've
Sa
never seen
tingin ko,
anything so
siguro yung
strange.
quest hindi mahirap. Pero sobrang dami ng gagawin mo para
You were at the opera house too?
45,000.
That's right. I went there with Navia to see the magic show. Who knew it would turn into a whole murder mystery? I also witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work. Quite impressive.
Siyempre,
To
kami
beat
pa.
the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf, I can already imagine everyone in Fontaine discussing your exploits over a few glasses of wine.
Oh, Paimon doesn't want to become the talk of drunkards.
Apologies.
Ikaw ba yun?
It's just how Fontaine is as a nation. Everyone loves drama and theatrics.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed that other thing, right? The fact that humans can dissolve in water?
Yes, I was reminded of your father's case right away. Is that what you're investigating now?
Exactly. I
Kaso
still
ng
don't have much
tatay
solid
niya.
proof, but I can sense that the other side has already begun to act.
Oh, and what makes you say that?
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attempt to get me to drink water from the primordial sea. If not for the vigilance of my partner, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to you right now.
Oh, you're giving us too much credit. Wasn't it you who protected us?
Alas, it seems things are heating up again.
Marcel.
The peace that Callus sought so dearly will soon become a thing of the past. But rest assured, Navia, Poisson will always remain a safe haven for you. If you're scared, you can always return. If anyone dares
Ay,
to lay their
napindot ko.
hands on you
Ano ba yun?
there, the Confrérie of Cabriere will use its funds to the last Mora to bring them to justice.
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. But I don't intend to go into hiding. I'm going to strike while the iron's hot. Do you have any new thoughts on my father's case?
About that. Sorry, my age is catching up with me, so it'll take me a while to recall my memory. The Confrérie was responsible for that banquet, so I was out and about the whole time making sure things were running smoothly. I didn't even have the time to drink with the guests. Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the rest was history.
Oh, it's okay. No need to push yourself. We'll ask around some more. See if there are any valuable clues elsewhere.
Sounds good. Just let me know if you ever need Mora. All my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and support. I'll spend however much it takes to clear his name.
Wala, i-adjust ko lang yung kulay. Masyadong maliwanag pa.
This can work. I'll just treat them as new samples.
So this is a day in the
Ayan
life
na.
of the traveler.
Alam ko kasi,
I'm
sakit
learning
sa
more
mata.
about you all the time.
Maliwanag eh.
Every scent tells a story.
Alright, information regarding Marcel. Marcel's a leader of the Confrérie of Cabriere
This can work.
and was the organizer of the banquet years prior. The
A blade
Confrérie
embraces its duty. As a jeweler
and the
cherishes
Spina de
their gems.
Rosula have always maintained a close working relationship through his recollection of the events of the case is quite foggy and is willing to defend Navia. So may to stay ko tayo. So here I have one time evidence. Ano to sa taas? Dito ata yun eh. Kasi mga waypoint to sobrang lalayo eh.
We've
Napahirapan
talked to all
tayo
three
eh.
suspects, purely based on their conversations with me.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
Tama.
I suppose
tayong
that's to be
suspect.
expected, though. If a single conversation's all that's needed to find them out, then my father wouldn't have needed to investigate the case for so many years. Anyway, even though we didn't make a breakthrough, let's still compile what we were able to find.
But where should we start?
Jacques' motive muna.
Ah, you're right! Flora mentioned that Callus probably only ended up with the gun because of circumstance. That makes sense.
According to Jacques' family members, he already told them that he had been discovered, and that he had no choice before he left home that day. If I had to guess, he probably received an order from the synth boss to kill my father. Had he refused, he and his family's lives would have been forfeit.
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Oh? And why is that?
Could he guarantee safety after killing Callus? Could he guarantee his family's safety after killing Callus? Parang pareho lang. Okay, his lang kasi to, his family.
Oh, that's a good point. Jacques probably already knew that he was just being used as a tool for murder. And once he had completed his mission, he'd be of no more use to his boss.
So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn his back on the order and seek protection from my father.
Seems the third person was the one who derailed everything.
Makes sense.
Third part.
But without evidence, that's still just a theory.
Okay. True.
Besides Jacques, the attack from the Gardamex has been bothering me quite a bit as well. It's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the secret of the primordial seawater was revealed.
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd follow this lead to the end?
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite possible. But who among the three suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex?
Alright, ang question, sorry. Nagbabasa ako message. But who among the three suspects would have the ability to control the privately owned Gardamex? Marcel, Thierry, or Florent? I vote for Thierry.
Thierry, you say? It is possible that he's figured out a way to convert the Gardamex for personal use. But I didn't feel like he was lying when he was talking to us about the mecha. I also don't think he'd be able to keep that kind of tampering under wraps.
Pwede niya naman kasi
Had he
gumawa
actually
ng...
tampered with the mecha, we'd be able to prove it with a simple check of the guard's inventory. If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out when and how that happened.
Laurent Marcel.
Uncle Marcel?
Namili na lang.
My father did really trust him. And they worked together on a large number of projects. Maybe that's how he got to know Jacques. And with funds from the Confrérie, he could also afford a large number of Gardamex.
Nalito na sa...
Still really hard for me to imagine, though, After all, Uncle Marcel
Parang
has been
natin
around
dito.
since I was just a child. Also, wouldn't this mean he has
Nandito
been
na rin
spending a whole lot of
sinong-
mora
sinong
and
suspect
energy
eh.
to fight his own synth business?
Ano kaya? Eh. Maybe sa Florida ka lang naiwan eh.
Florent?
Ba yan?
It is true that he was closest to my father, and thus had the best chance of learning about his dealings with Jacques. But as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly deals with personnel and security, so he shouldn't have much means when it comes to finances.
So you're saying he's too broke to afford a mecha army?
Ino, sinong
Exactly.
suspect
He can't.
natin?
And even if he could, I don't think he would be able to dispatch a whole group so quickly.
Nalito na rin, ano?
Who could it be?
Wala tayo ibang suspect. Teka lang. Teka lang, traveler. Sino ba mga suspect natin? Hanap tayo. Wait. Irrelevant. Irrelevant. Kasi si Thierry talaga iniisip ko eh. Baka siya nga eh. If we just consider an incident with Gardamex, only one person really. Oh, yeah, si Thierry. Marcel?
You know, if you think everything through, Uncle Marcel is indeed the most suspicious of them all.
Could we be missing other suspects? Malus didn't know about the people turning into water thing when he narrowed it down to these three, did he?
Malus has always been very reliable, and his judgment of others' trustworthiness has been fair and well considered. When he laid out his case for the three, the rationale he gave me made a lot of sense as well. The suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs, has the means to dispatch Mecha to assassinate us, and possesses significant intellect and foresight. Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all tie back to Uncle Marcel.
Well, we still have another trump card on
Tatayos
top of all the
ako.
theorizing and speculating.
Sa inyo. Hindi na mabasa. Sorry, ang sabi dyan, naharang pala yung ulo ko. The Synth production base.
Yes, Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extremely risky. But we don't have
Just
any
nga
other
natin tong
options
camera
right
ko na
now.
ba yan?
We need
Nakaharang
far
kasi.
more solid proof before we can hope to go charging in on our enemy.
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been looking for
Ay.
you.
Huh? Aren't you the guy from the guards? Did something happen?
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you left. We've got another trial on our hands.
Ay, Diyos ko po.
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding trials? What's so newsworthy about this one?
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
What? Sis child? Anong nangyari?
What? Is that someone you know?
What's this? What's
We
this?
know
What's
him.
happening?
Maybe even a little too well.
Well, he's been accused of being the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. It's absurd, don't you think?
What the
Wait,
fudge?
how?
What siya yung
None
may
of our
kaso?
investigations have had anything to do with him.
That's what I thought was strange about it, so I came to tell you the news right away. If the
Gagi,
charge
anong
against
nangyari?
him stands, then it'll be next to impossible to get the guards to support any of our planned investigations.
Right. Because they'll think they've already found the culprit.
So
Yeah.
they're making things
And it'll be a
para
lot harder then to clear Mr.
i-frame
Callus's
si
name.
Child.
I understand. Well, partner, what do you think we should do? We still haven't found any conclusive evidence.
Kailangan natin ligtas si Child, syempre.
Huh?
Punta
Split
natin.
up? What do you mean?
You go to Arena's while I'll go to investigate that place. I'm confident in my combat abilities.
Just as expected of my partner. Since this is a trial about the serial disappearances case, the culprit's attention will be focused on Arenaeus, leaving his home base wide open. You're right. This is our best opportunity. All right then, let's do this. I'll stall them at the Opera House and charge Marcel as the true culprit. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to you to make it back in time and hand the decisive evidence to me.
Let's go.
We'll help you, just like you helped us in Linny's trial.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
I'm ready.
Ah, Malou, Silver. When did you two get here?
We heard that you'll be leaving Poisson and figured that you might require our assistance. It's our hope that your confidence will be bolstered with the two of us by your side.
Thank you so much. Then, let's make haste for Arenaeus. Paimon, Traveler, I'll see you at the Opera House.
See you then!
Suspect analysis. Combine the information regarding the guard, the mechs, and the investigation results so far. It can be concluded that there's only one person who can have a large number of Gardamex in his possession and run a scent business without leaving traces. This person is none other than Marcel. So we need to make sure Marcel will be the prime suspect.
Now that Navia has set out for Arenaeus,
I mean,
we should
he's
also
already our
get going.
prime suspect.
The
Pero
location has
kailangan
already
natin
been marked on the
palabas na
map,
siya
so
yung
let's
may
head over.
sala.
Huh.
Ay,
According
and
to
his
Malus's info,
headquarters.
the synth production base is underwater.
Oh,
Let's go
dito
and try to
tayo
find
dito.
the entrance.
Hindi ka naman madulunod dito eh. Oh! Lumangoy na nga tayo. Look at the sounds and listening. Ariel.
Finally found it. Huh. So this
Sebastian,
is the entrance
pre, oh.
that leads to the synth production base. It sure doesn't seem out of the ordinary at all.
Parang nag-echo. Nag-echo ba? Teka. Parang nag-echo siya. Ito. Ay, hindi naman. A-feedback lang.
Ah, you're right. An important place like this is bound to have a ton of protective measures and mechanisms. Navia's probably arguing up a storm right
Ay,
now to
nag-e-echo.
stall for us.
Baka kasi dahil nasa tubig. Man kasi. Nasa tubig nga pala siya. I-echo talaga yan.
It would appear that I must repeat my question again, Mr. Tartaglia.
Naku,
Do
ito
you
na.
accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name. Is that right? In which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with that champion duelist Clorend, right?
Hello,
I've got to
Ren.
admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back.
Ayaw nga pala, si Loren
Really
nga pala yung
disappointing.
lumaban doon sa ano.
Don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect for a major case. This isn't the place for you to be looking for fights.
Ito na naman
Oh?
si ano.
Sounds like the
Paro
Hydro
na.
Archon
Brati
wants
na
to
naman ang
lecture me on the
ugali.
ways of the Opera House. Then why don't you duel me too?
What?
I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of battle.
Confident, eh, no? Ah, Purina pala, parang. Purina pala.
Not what I meant.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly, and we have made very little progress. In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again. The goal of this trial is to determine the culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
That case had nothing to do with him. You've got the wrong man.
Huh? What's going on? Why is she interjecting again?
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated your behavior last time because you were able to provide the court with a key eyewitness. But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can very well charge you with contempt of court for your interjections.
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's pointless theatrics? We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to
Aray.
argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent by default, correct?
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, I'd gotten half bored to death by all these rules and procedures anyway, so I'll take you up on that offer. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia, who is the person you would like to charge instead?
That person is...
Alright. Marcel.
Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Huh? What confrérie? Never heard of them in my life.
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula's sister organization?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. Committing to the charge also means taking on the legal responsibilities associated with it. And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime of making a false accusation.
Oh, may
Knowing
kaso
this,
yan.
do you still wish to charge this man?
Yes, I do.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your places on the court. Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away so that he may stand trial.
Bilis ng ano dito, accusation pag may nilagay ka lang pangalan eh.
Mr. Marcel, you will not
Should be
require an
proven.
attorney. Is that correct?
Apologies. It all just happened so quickly. I still haven't figured out what's going on. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss Navia, please present your charges.
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the Unfaithful. Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect all the dots for the serial disappearances case.
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun. If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. The audience doesn't even have the big picture yet. Even I'm struggling to remember some details of that case.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I
Tignan
can
natin yung
explain my
case natin.
charge.
Wait lang. So, ito yung mga ebidensya natin. Suspect analysis kay Marcel. Nagpa-point. Callus record. 3 years ago on... Ito. Sa natin. 3 years ago on a rainy night, banquet goers heard 2 gunshots outside of the house. Outside the house. When they reached the scene, Callus had a gun in his hand and Jacques has been shot and slain. Based on an investigation done then, there was no possibility that anyone else could have done the deed and escaped, and Callus was thus adjudged to have been the culprit. Testimony ng asawa. Jacques' family believes that he had struck greatly with the order to kill Callus, that Callus acted in self-defense, or was there more than to the incident. Laurent, the advisor of Spina del Rasul, claimed that he was very grateful to Callus for his kindness. He was also present at the banquet on the day of the case and can provide evidence that Callus does not carry a gun with him when he went out. So, court ng Fontaine. So, sa Pusun. The Fontaine there is the person responsible official contract between the Spina del Rasul and the guards. According to him, only the sufficiently rich can privately own large number of gardamex. And Marcel is a leader of Confair of Cabrera. So organization, sister company, something like that. Have always been partners, working relationship. Through his recollection of the event and case is quite foggy, he is willing to defend Navia. So possible why he's defending Navia is to cover up himself being the prime suspect. But for Navia and Traveler's collection of investigation, combining information, it can be concluded that there is only one person who can a large number of gardamex in his possession and run on said business without leaving traces. This person's none other than Marcel.
In reasoning.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage.
Alright, here we go.
On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrera. During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques, lay dead from a gunshot wound. The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed, while the second must have taken Jacques' life. The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, he chose to prove his innocence through a duel.
Doon siya namatay.
Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarand in the ensuing duel, and soon succumbed to the injuries.
Sa injuries pala.
These are the known facts about the case.
Okay. So we have a summary of the case. May banquet. They heard 2 gunshots. Jacques dead. Evidence found. Callus having a duel with Clarend and injuries. Then he died. In short.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques. not my father. And even so, Jacques still had no reason to pull the trigger. In truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot in turn by my father when my father seized the gun from him. After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water, erasing all traces of him from the scene. Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. Of course, the guard's conclusion appeared quite sensible to us at the time. However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about the abilities of water from the primordial sea.
Alright, let's see. Let's try our... Okay. 3 years ago, refute. I think this is already good. Select evidence, refute the banquet. Okay, we're gonna refute the banquet. Paano ko i-refute to? Ay, ano ba? Tama na ata to eh. Identify loophole. Eh, di wala. Ito, tama na yan. Sure. All attending guests to gunshots. Ito, refute. Ah? Lo, wait lang. Hindi, tama to. Ito na lang. Wait. What the fudge? Nililito ako dito. Callus had a gun.
This assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Callus, only for Callus to wrestle the gun from him and kill him instead. A pile of clothing was found at the scene. The guards once believed they were used by Jacques as a costume to disguise himself. But now, it is clear that the clothes were proof that there was a third person at the scene, and that they were turned into water after committing the murder. Since it was raining that day, the culprit was confident that they could use the rain to wash away all traces of their dissolved accomplice.
I think, ano? Select evidence to refute.
The testimony of the victim's family confirms that Jacques had thoughts of assassinating Callus when he set out for the banquet. However, in the end, he reconsidered, and instead shared everything with Callus, hoping to seek the latter's protection. Unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already considered this possibility, and had sent out another assassin. Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true version of events.
Confident ka dyan, ha? Let's see. Uy! Nag-tilt agad, ha? Refutation. Successful refute.
Ah, so that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for all these years?
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives. I guess they didn't shoot each other after all.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you wish to prove your innocence.
Ah, but I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated me.
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need to determine two things. One, do you have the evidence to back up your claims?
I'm afraid not. At least not at this very moment.
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home.
I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes against a record of people who went missing around the same time, we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around that time, regardless of age or gender.
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette, I would consider this to be a reasonable investigative direction.
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little differently today?
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing herself again?
Baka, mood swing.
She's become more diligent after
Kasi last time meron siya, tas ngayon wala.
in the last trial.
Dadalaga.
My second question has to
Gulo
do with
ng
the ensuing
Gulo na
duel.
ugali ng
If the
batang to.
truth is indeed as you described, then why didn't Mr. Callis explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person had been dissolved, he could have at least mounted a defense.
I've thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. He felt there were things that were more important to him. The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret for the true culprit of the serial disappearances case. My father could have exposed it for all to see, but he chose to take it to the grave. At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee that going forward with the truth would allow the culprit to be brought to justice. What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic target on my back.
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the serial disappearances case.
What?
If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only one in danger. All of us would have stood to lose our lives. Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were in the right. But what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect anyone? Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice, Spina di Rosula would have had no reason to exist. But by staying silent, we retained the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot, and restore my father's truth and honor back to him.
So, you mean to say, your father intended to die in the duelist's ring?
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent, Clarand. I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. You don't have to do anything for my sake. But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand, you should tell us the truth about his sacrifice.
So, during the duel, did you believe that Callis was intending to die?
Yes, I did. As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were determined, others passionate, and some even manic and twisted. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live or if they're looking to die. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callis never intended to leave the ring alive.
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions.
Plot.
It appears there really are good grounds to reopen this case.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the serial disappearances case.
Right? What she said was fascinating, but kind of beside the point.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. As a result, they planned to act after hearing 2 gunshots. And at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk of being identified. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already at the scene. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I still can't help but find it a little preposterous. I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's one of your most endearing traits.
No need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person present at both events? On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
I don't know what you can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations until I'm the only one left on the list. Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own daughter? But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Ah well, let Uncle Marcel teach you another lesson. Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyways.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. It's a high-risk action with nothing to gain. In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business only thrived when I received Callus's patronage. But the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Fontaine.
I do apologize, demoiselle. This was my mistake.
No, it's not your fault. I'm sure he had come prepared.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first business license against the first known case of the serial disappearances? You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya for the first time. Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the unspeakable anguish in your heart?
Seems like she got the wrong guy. At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the end of his life. But aren't you going against all of his wishes and expectations right now? He wished for you to become more rational, collected, and conscientious instead of dwelling only on your own feelings. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings and to stop rushing headlong into things, you'd have met most of his expectations.
This isn't just about me, and it never has been. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the ability to search for the truth, while that same agency has long been taken from them. The people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and the people who suffered tragic ends due to their sense of justice. Many people's images are flashing before my eyes. I'm sure some are coming to those of you in the audience
This is
as well.
kinda getting emotional.
Image
Wala
do
tayo
you
sa
see,
ano.
Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher?
Vacher.
Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
Nag-react siya.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Huli ka. Wait, Vacher. Yung part na ano ni Traveler. Naririnig yung boses. Vacher. Patay. Okay. Mukhang nahuhuli na si ano dito. Kailangan natin na ng evidence para matulungan si Navia. Ano to? Party setup? What's this?
Into the wind. Manifest!
Ay, mali ako. Ba't pinrest ko lang yun? Alright. Naalala ko si Vache. Yung spirit.
This mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place.
Kailangan natin makuha yung solid proof. Para mataranta to si Marcel. Huling-huli agad to.
Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way.
May mechanics
Let's
dyan.
take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up.
Tingin ko meron naman. Wait ka lang, Paimon. Baba tayo. Hey! Hello. Ang cute. Ulit. Diba? Ulit. Ulit. Ang cute. Sana tayo. Ito. Activate natin. Uy, Kuya Ems, nanonood. Kuya Ems! Gandang gabi. Thank you sa pag-heart.
The water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top.
Yes, Paimon. Yes, we
This
can.
is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Wait ka lang. Walang way pa tayo. Pag madali. Oh, diba? May mga kalaban na naman tayo.
Unleash!
Push.
One with nature.
My apologies.
Ooh, 62k. Nice. It's from a full box.
Take flight.
Nice.
Manifest. Wind strider.
6k. Wag muna. Ikwento mo na agad eh. Inaalam ko nga eh. Ikaw talaga. Halikan kita dyan. Sige. Wag mo kwento, Kuya Ev. Wag mo kwento. Di ako titingin sa comment. Bahala ako.
Now the path is clear. Let's go.
Wait. Eto na. Ooh. Nasaan na tayo? Ang dami namang ano dito. Pyesa. Oh, shoot. Mahulog. Sa baba ba? Baba? Sa baba. Sa baba nga. Baba. Baba. Ayun. Treasure chest. Dami naman mecha dito. Kuya Ems!
Transfiguration.
Covenants of the deep.
My apologies.
Kala ko sino eh. Pasok ko Koli. Paano siya napunta dito? Talaga loko talaga. Ano siya napunta dito, ha? Walang buhay. Baba pa ng heal. Sa bagay, baba pala ng heal ko nito. Kala ko kung sino eh. Kainis ka. Ba't pangit ang wings mo? Ay, ayun na. Ito na.
After all that, we finally made it to the innermost sanctum. Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here.
Kala ko naman kung sinong nagplano.
That's right. Then let's hurry up and find some evidence so we can get back to the Opera House and help Navia.
Hanap tayo ng ebidensya.
What's all this? Aw, it's a bunch of really cute things. Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box.
Oh.
Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are all these cute things labeled with different girls' names? Huh?
Oh my
You
god.
mean the girls from the serial disappearances? They were brought here?
Hello?
And then they were turned into water. And all the boxes of things. These names. That means...
Sa mga gamit ng mga namatay?
This is terrible.
Putsik yun. Hello. Tingnan natin dito. Bookshelf.
Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes Detective Paimon's eyes.
Asan na yung suot ni Paimon? Wala na.
Callus. Navia's father.
Investigation
Oh, this
report.
seems to be an investigation report on him.
Probably related to his and Jack's case.
Yep. It's about finding someone to assassinate Jacques and Callus because of a lack of confidence that Jacques himself would go through with it.
Okay
This
yun.
should prove the existence of the third person, right?
Ay, possible third na talaga to. Tama si Navia.
We still have not determined the exact content of the key information Callus has passed on to certain members of his organization. The old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he abides by the promise he's made to us, he will still have the upper hand. He can act whenever he wants to make our lives miserable. The only option left is to remove him from the picture entirely. I concur. Let's send someone to kill him. He won't declare war as long as we don't touch Navia.
Oh.
Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of
ano talaga?
correspondence between the higher-ups. They're all just so evil.
Callus investigation report. Clues concerning the Callus case that were found inside the bookshelf. Mastermind did not believe that Jocks would do the deed and thus sent a third party to ensure Callus's death. The content that followed also infined the culprit's motive to some extent. So that's proof that there is a higher in power that's wants to kill Callus. Let's check here. Ito ata yung mga primordial siguro. Oh,
There's
ano?
so much synth here. And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial sea.
There's so many.
Mixing in progress. Ready to drink? Stock sample? Huh. They've also got all the synth pretty clearly labeled. Whoa, there's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep, it's super obvious.
A popular potion circulating quite widely, it gives a drinker a very pleasant experience for a short time, but the side effects is equally strong. The producer uses this special characteristics to earn a massive profit from its trade. Ito yung binibenta nila. Muntik yun. Unti na natin
What's this over
nakuha.
here? Looks like some kind of place for research. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea and use his theory as a foundation to achieve a breakthrough. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens 22, 23, and 24 were dissolved.
Yung mata ni Paimon. Umiyak si Paimon. Kalma, kalma. Huwag umiyak.
Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just
Natakot eh.
Paimon's never read something so scary before.
Takot yung bata.
Someone write something that terrible in such a matter-of-fact tone. You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going.
Ayaw na. The goal of theirs is to save his lover, a woman called Vignier.
So that's why he did all of these experiments. But did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane!
Vache.
Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. You mean
Yun.
Vache is the one who did all of these experiments?
Yes, he signed off on a bunch of experiment reports. The voice I heard from the fountain was probably Vignier. So si Vacher hinahanap niya. Possible si Vacher naghahanap ng solution para i-restore si Vignier from being a water. Kaya siya nagre-research. So potential na ginagawa niya sa mga babae.
So that's it! Vache was no victim, but personally took his lover and...
Ay, hindi.
No, that's not it either!
Hindi.
If that's the case, why would he want people to resurface from the water?
There must be more to than meets the eye.
In any case, Paimon will write it all down.
Vacher's experimental records. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob's Ingold's research conclusion on the primordial sea and use his theory as a foundation to achieve a breakthrough. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water. From the primordial sea, female specimen 22 etc. were dissolved. There are many more records like this. Baka gusto niyang i-restore kasi. Ito, ano to? Ito ata yung primordial sea.
Oh, look! There's an important looking basin over here, and it's full of water! That means this is where they make all the synth! And that special water is the main ingredient! If you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth, but the pure stuff can dissolve a human! Paimon will take notes on this incriminating evidence!
Pool found. Oh my god. Within the HQ is filled with water from primordial sea. The mastermind can use and create scent and directly use to dissolve people. Alright, we're getting somewhere.
We've looked at almost everything here, and it seems like our theories were spot on. But
Who is this Vacher?
we haven't found anything that reveals his true identity. No wonder even Neuvillette wasn't able to find anything. Whoever it is probably destroyed everything to do with that name a long time ago. That way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true culprit. Sure thing. Paimon won't admit defeat to this guy either.
Laban Paimon. Pakita mo sino ka. Saan tayo? Hanap pa tayo ng clues? Natin sa likod. Baka meron dito. Ah, wala na. Labas tayo. Ay! Okay tayo. Dito. Wait lang. Hindi, nakita ko na to eh. Kailangan natin makuha yung pro identity niya. Pa-share.
You take that side and Paimon will take this side. Check everything carefully. We'll find something for sure. Ugh. Nothing at all. And Paimon can't even find snacks either.
Nagutom ka.
Whoa, really? Let Paimon see. Vinier. Isn't that Vache's lover's name?
Ate.
Then you found her diary. Let's see. Aw, it's just a normal diary chronicling their love story. She was so sweet too. Oh, Paimon feels even worse for her now.
Yan. Parang L-U-D-A. Hindi ko mabasa.
So many! A whole page's worth! But they're all crossed out. Was she unhappy with all of them? The final name she decided on was Marcel. Wait, but Marcel's pretty old. Has this case been going on for so long that he's Vache and Vinier's grown son?
Okay.
Hey! Paimon still
Wait
hasn't
lang.
figured it out yet.
A notebook belonged to the lady named Vernier. She records many stories of her time with her lover Vache. On one of these pages, she prepared many names on future child. And name she settled on and was Marcel. Wait. If Marcel was the name... Wait lang. Mukhang... Ano na natin yung kwento. Alright, dali. Marcel, anak ng researcher. So, possible na research ni Marcel tungkol doon sa para patayin si Talas?
And whose image do you see,
Anong
Marcel?
connection ni Vache sa...
Is it a man named Vache?
Anong connection ni
So
Vache?
you do know that name?
I'm
Kila
really
Talas?
surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Nadia! We're back!
As expected of my partner. I just knew you'd return in the nick of time.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
It's all right, Monsieur Nervalette. Given their
Galit na
confidence,
si
I
Nervalette
expect they've found the crucial
Ano kasi
evidence.
intrusion ng mga tawiset. You say you've never heard of Vache. Pakita natin to. Asan na yung book ng Vache?
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vache.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything! After your lover, Vinier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you! You even created Marcel as a new identity and destroyed all records of your past as Vache!
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong? You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to the next stage.
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this?
Ayan ang
Pay
mukhang
attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in front of your eyes? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing at me. They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vignier's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late now. All those who were dissolved are gone forever. You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice, your beloved drama, while turning a blind eye to the suffering of the people. Vignier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I will follow. But I'm not from this blasted place. So I can't be dissolved. No matter what I do.
Oh shoot!
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Do you all see? I can't go! I can't follow! So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I have but to try to bring her back? I did all of that, and in the end, that accursed Callus still got the better of me. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please restrain him.
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me! I still need to save Vignier. I promise. We made a promise. Vignier. Vignier! Please,
Ano, baliw na?
Don't think badly of me. All I want to do is fulfill our promise.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr. Tartaglia no longer have any basis.
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the truth behind the serial disappearances case. The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacher and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Vignier. During an underwater expedition, Vignier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vacher as a result. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Vignier back to life. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson. During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria, and began to manufacture and market synth. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rosula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, Vacher decided to assassinate their president,
what's up?
Callus, at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vache
Ganda gabi.
expected,
Shoutout
he was
kay
able
Marco
to turn
Yusen,
Callus into
kay
the
Emma,
murder suspect
kay
by
Kuya
assaulting
Ems.
the assassin he sent to the scene.
Follow niyan
And
si
just
Kuya
recently,
Eman.
Vache attempted to frame
And then
Lenny
kay
as the
Glenn,
culprit of the
so-
serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Lenny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public
Okay,
knowledge.
yan nga.
This case also exposed enough of Vache's
Si Marcel.
machinations that he was eventually successfully
Vache.
charged in court. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case, with the truth revealed to all.
Oh!
The Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vache.
Sa ano yun Car race. Magsasamon. Si Kokolya. Ay, hindi naging ginto. Sayang.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Vache is guilty.
Magandang gabi.
Guards! Take Vache away.
Ayan na. Mas magiging tubig, no?
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, the serial disappearances case is over now.
No, I
We
think
really
not.
just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken guy?
Yippee! We helped Navia bring the bad guy to justice! He's hurt so many innocent people and now he's finally getting what he deserves. Huh? Are you okay?
Sign of
Demoiselle, you were
relief.
absolutely brilliant.
Because na-clear na yung
Day
pangalan
our
ng
late
tatay
boss
niya.
had always hoped for has finally come.
Kakayak.
You can rest easy now, knowing justice has been served.
Yeah,
Sa atin ang hustisya.
it's finally over. It's all thanks to you guys. And my partner.
Puso ng puso.
See, Papa? Spina di Rosula's still doing well with me at the helm.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big ol' happy ending. Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend to, so if you'll excuse me...
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
Oh, wait lang.
What now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before the trial can conclude.
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side characters like me to exit stage left?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
Wala tayong
All
magagawa.
right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right? Let's just get this over with.
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the serial disappearances case. The guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose Mr. Tartaglia is innocent of the charges. We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges.
Siyempre, innocent na.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Tartaglia is guilty.
What the
What?
Hey, hey! That's not funny! Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent? What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice actually returned a different verdict from the Chief Justice.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the Oratrice might have just convicted him on general principle?
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what
Lagot
else
ka,
he's
child.
guilty
Lagot
of,
talaga, pre.
shouldn't affect the verdict in this case, right?
Anong nangyayari dito? Di ba dapat sync yung Chief Justice tsaka yung Oratrice. Ano yun? Pero sabi, mas lamang yung Oratrice pagdating sa paghahatol. So,
The
wala.
judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal is, by law,
Shoot final
the
verdict.
verdict of the court. We must accept
Aray.
the guilty verdict. Guards, please take the suspect into custody per court protocol.
Hulo. Hook. Oh, wait, wag kang... Putik, lalaban to.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
Whoa. Nice. Whoa. Whoa. Power Ray, ano ah? Oh, Legacy. Boom.
I am sorry.
Lo.
If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Like yan, one hit lang. Sugat siya. Gagi, may non-hit lang si Child.
Hey, Monsieur Novelette, what's going on? Shouldn't they have been cleared already?
Apologies.
Lupit nung
This is also
parang
the
hindi siya
first time I've
nag-transform.
encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system, the Oratrice's judgment is the final verdict of the court.
Tama.
All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
The Archon itself. One hit. One hit ka lang, Child. Tapos pag...
Are you looking at me?
Diba susunod na character din to, si Novelet?
I don't know what happened there either. Hey, stop staring at me!
Lo,
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
nagtotantrum na naman tong batang to. Meron talaga to eh. Alam ko nagdadalaga talaga eh.
She says she has no idea either, but that's impossible. Didn't she create the Oratrice herself?
Ang gulo.
So are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court?
May tililing ata to
Did
si
you really
Purina eh.
believe that the judgment could be mistaken or be the result of some sort of random mishap?
Ang gulo na
Don't tell
ugali. Parang
You thought
ano.
even I had been blindsided by the Oratrice's result.
May times na
She looked just
nagtatantrum
now.
siya.
It was pretty obvious she had no idea what was going on.
However, given the
Di
state
kaya
of
may
things,
ano tong
I
may
shall give you an
ibang
explanation.
personality yung batang to. Ang gulo eh, no?
Everything that just took place, including my supposed shock and bafflement, was a part of an elaborate performance, with every action meant to stir up drama and excitement. And, of course, for every performance, there is a script. Everything has unfolded exactly as I expected from the very beginning. As the embodiment of the very concept of justice, the Oratrice shall never render an arbitrary judgment! If you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is only because you've been blinded by the superficial appearance of innocence. Everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond ordinary comprehension and completely unforgivable.
Oh, kalma. Puso
All
mo.
shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble intentions, as well as
Ang
the
weird ng batang
absolute
to.
correctness of the oratrice's verdict.
Ang weird niya. Wala, nabaliw na.
Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this performance to end. As the lead actress, I shall be the first to take my leave. Toodaloo!
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock into what she just said?
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, it's unlikely that she actually has any idea.
Yeah. Way to pull the rug out of the... Ano? Way to pull the rug out from under her.
However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity. Just as I promised, if the judgment has been incorrect, we will do our utmost to clear his name.
All right. Even though we feel pretty badly for him, we'll take your word for it for now. After all, he's done plenty of bad stuff, so he should have known he'd go to prison someday, right?
Diyos ko po, ang kwento na to. Ngayon si Child nakulong. O yan.
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him!
Yun yun.
Traveler! Hey!
Marcel?
Traveler!
Yes?
Marcel! What are you doing over here?
Spy. Kita reaction.
Stop resisting arrest! Cease, or we'll add another charge to the list.
No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Thank you.
Astig ni Novalet, no? 5-star to,
I was being led
sigurado.
away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vache? I erased all records of that name. So, unless...
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her? But how could that be? How did you manage to do it?
It was around Fountain of Lucine, something to do with the sensitive hydro element.
The Fountain of Lucine? Then she's been so close to me all along. And I just never... Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the Traveler take me to the fountain to see her one last time. This is the last request I'll ever make in my life. You can do whatever you want to me afterwards. I don't care.
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile? Do you think serial killers get to make requests like that?
Paimon agrees. Why should we give him what he wants when he's only done a ton of super terrible things?
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course! Wait, no. It's worth even more than my life.
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy spiritual needs?
Why is
Very
Novalet
well. I will grant your request.
saying a third?
Your Honor, I fear that...
I will go with him. You do not need to worry about any escape.
In that case,
Bakit
I shall leave him in your
consider
most capable
humans?
hands, Chief Justice.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's kinda freaky. Ba't parang sinasabi ni Novalet yung saying those things in a third person? Humans. Weird. Baka may something dun sa sinabi niya. Baka naman hindi tao to si Novalet. Baka deity siya. Posible kaya?
Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Back then, I drank water from the primordial sea. It didn't scientific hydro element.
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing. Didn't you just drink a lot of it on the stage as well? Oh, in that case...
Vache!
Ah!
Yes, that's it! So you heard it too!
Vinier, it's me! It's me, Vache!
Vache? Vache?
I'm here! I'm here! Where are you, Vinier? I'm coming for you. I'm finally here for you.
Hey, wait! Be careful! Hey, wait!
Yun, kinain na ng tubig.
Vinier, is that you? It's me, Vache! Vinier!
Vache? Why did you come? Didn't I say? You don't need to look for me. You look a lot older than I remember. How long has it been?
It's been more than 20 years. I've suffered for over 20 years since the day you left. All this time, only the thought of bringing you back has kept me alive. Nothing else mattered to me. I must be dreaming. Who would have thought I'd get the chance to tell you all of my feelings like this?
Oh.
Vinier, you are my everything. I
You
really
are
don't
my
know how I could
everything.
live without you.
Could live without you.
But Vache,
Kumanta na
if
yun.
you ask me, this world would be better off without you.
Whoa.
What are you saying?
Bakit nun,
If not for you, I would have finished my law degree and probably
Seryoso
become a
po.
top-tier attorney one day. If not for you, I would have continued to pursue my love of the arts, and my works would have been displayed in the Palais Mermont
Aray.
itself.
Pagsisisi.
If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my mother. And she would not have grown old and died alone, with nothing but the tears on her cheeks.
Oh my god, parang
It's
pagsisisi
all
na ito
because of
nangyari.
your selfishness, Vache. It's all because of you.
You... Wait, you are not Vinier. Who are you?
You're right. I am not Vinier. I am the sacrifices.
Oh.
Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses flowed back to the primordial sea. Our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial sea.
Nakakatakot yung
And we
TikTok.
were no longer individuals, but we became one. Just as streams of water come together in the sea. I'm Cressy. I'm Lemony. I'm Azine. The only one I am not is Vinier.
Why? But then, where is Vinier?
She doesn't want to see you anymore. Every tendril of her consciousness is avoiding you. This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives and our futures. You said time and time again that you'd do any and everything for her. But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you did? If she would despise you for what you became?
Yan na.
You are a liar, a heartless murderer, and a cowardly narcissist. The only thing you are not is Vinier's beloved. From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vinier's, she has had nothing but pure hatred for you.
They must have wanted me
No.
to lure.
Yeah. She can't hate me. Let me see her. Please. Have mercy.
Ayun
You
na,
still
naparanoid
don't
na.
understand. When I said don't look for me, that came from the real Vignier. She really doesn't want to see you anymore. But on top of that, she also said that because it's her final drop of pity for you. She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you.
Oh.
Vache. Vache? Vache. 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 Drown.
Check na horror ah. Patay si Marcel. Professor of Dispension up. So. So nakuha siya pero wala na siyang soul. Tama ba? Nakuha siya. Hindi ko nabasa masyado. This kasi.
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time since we've been able to relax.
Huh. Well met, partner. I knew something great was going to happen when I woke up in such a good mood today.
Even this weather can't put a damper on the demoiselle's mood.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, hey, Navia! It's been a few days. Paimon's already started to miss you.
Oh, now that I believe. I'm easy to work with and always bring home the bacon. Who wouldn't treasure having a partner like me?
Sounds like you're really enjoying life these days, Navia. What have you been busy with since the trial?
It's just been one thing after the other. I've been making non-stop trips between Poisson and the courts in Sen. Everyone from Spina di Rosula organized a memorial for my father. We never held a memorial when he first died, since everyone knew that even if we held one back then, no one was going to come. This time, though, everyone in Poisson, and even many people from the court, all attended.
So his name's definitely been cleared now. That's what we like to hear.
It's been the dearest wish of
Yes.
Demoiselle all along.
That blasted stubborn fool. I was right to put my faith in him. I'm so glad I didn't give up on the case all those years ago. Oh, by the way, I ran into Charlotte just after I left the memorial service. Well, maybe it'd be more accurate to say I knew she would be there, and there was no way she'd just let me go.
Huh? So you know Charlotte too? The Charlotte? Journalist from the Steambird?
Yeah, way back when I first
Si
became the
Charlotte kaya
president of the
4-star
Spina di
yun.
Rosula, she was all
Parang
over me.
4-star siya.
Wouldn't take no for an answer. I believe the story was called The True Heart of Darkness, Secret Tales of the Yellow Rose.
Ano
To be
pa sa
fair,
kanya?
though, it was a really flattering feature. So, we've been on pretty good terms ever since. She was trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive piece on the serial disappearances case.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
She told us about that. She's always been super interested in that case, so now her wish has finally come true too.
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house with the critical evidence, that you both sound really cool.
Now that's another thing to look forward to. We trust Charlotte's skills with a pen for sure.
Oh, and in other news, I also took Clarand out for a meal.
Oh, are you two on better terms now?
While you were investigating Vache's headquarters, Clarand gave testimony on my father's behalf. It was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide. I wanted to thank her. I mean, there's also no point in being awkward all the time, so we took the chance to reconcile with each other.
Oh, that's great. Paimon also thought Clarand wasn't actually a bad person. It's always good to have more friends.
Anyway, now that the case has finally been solved, perhaps it will slowly begin to fade from the public consciousness. Oh, actually, there's still one last thing I need to do.
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave and tell him the truth of what happened, as well as how it all ended. And on top of that, just how much people still look up to him to this day. That includes me, too.
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
We want to go too! We also think Callus is a really admirable person.
Sure thing. I'd like you two to share the moment with me. After all, without you, there might not have been such a positive ending.
And in that case, everyone, let's be off. Considering the recent weather, we'll be lucky if we can reach Poisson before dark.
Yeah, you're right. It's been...
Visiting the gravestone. Punta tayo sa gravestone.
Huh. This is where my...
Huh? There's someone there already. Wait.
Hmm?
Isn't that Nervalette?
Oh.
Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh? Navia?
My apologies. I should have asked before coming to pay my respects.
Don't say that.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I was trying to say there's no need for you to apologize. I wanted to show my father how much I've grown, but still, I doubt I've grown to the point that even the Chief Justice would feel compelled to apologize to me over and over.
In that case, I will stop apologizing for now.
You really could use some pointers on understanding human emotions, Monsieur Nervalette. In any case, why did you come to Poisson?
Well, ever since that day, I've been turning a question over and over in my head. Just what is justice anyway? There was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could be anything more important to humans than life itself. Oh, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans were capable of resisting the most basic instinct of living things. That they could rebel against their own nature, or consider certain things to be more important than their own lives. Which is also why I didn't stop your father from beginning that fateful duel. I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. That there was nothing, should have been nothing more important than one's own continued survival. But Mr. Callus proved me utterly and decisively wrong. If not for his sacrifice, the serial disappearances case would have remained unsolved to this day. Mr. Callus made the choice he did for his daughter, for his associates, and for many people completely unrelated to him. And in the end, from a certain perspective, one could say that he did it all for the sake of justice. A justice that's higher than life itself. So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callus in person. I should have noticed all of this much sooner. This regret has filled me with a sadness that has haunted me for days. That high and mighty chair in the opera Epiclese indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your hard work and perseverance.
I'm sorry for being mad at you before. So, you're actually one of those types that's cold on the outside, but pretty thoughtful on the inside, huh? That reminds me of Silver, one of my guys.
Sorry about that. Self-expression is not one of my strong suits.
Didn't I just say you don't need to apologize?
Silver?
So Navia and Nervalette seem to have made their peace as well.
Parang narinig ko na yung
Let's not
pangalang
disturb them
Silver.
for now. We can wait till after they're done. Paimon's never paid respects at someone's grave before. Did Paimon do anything rude there?
Yung ano niya pala. Yung pala yung kasama niya.
Oh, Paimon didn't know that was a thing. But Paimon doesn't know what she would do if she can't fly. Oh no. Paimon hopes Miss Navia won't be too mad. Anyway, Nervalette is still standing around there. It's not often that we can catch him alone like this, so why don't we go talk to him for a bit? If we can't talk to Lady Farina, we can at least talk to him, right?
Talk to Novelette. Ay, bagay. Uy. Pinag-matchup na. Ay, Diba? Oy. You know? Ginawang partners. Ay, naglaruan. Ako sabi nun.
Oh, it's you two. Did Miss Navia invite you to come pay your respects to her father?
Mm-hmm. We ran into Navia on the streets today, so we just followed her here.
I see.
Patapos na to.
Then is there something that I can help you with?
Tingin ko, next patch na yung part.
It's
something
pretty
na to.
hard to run into you like this since you're usually super busy. So we figured we could try to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be my pleasure to return the favor.
Tingin ko nga tapos na tong part ng Archon Quest na to. Puro tanong na eh.
So, at court, the bad guys referred to that special water as water from the primordial sea. But what is it really?
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vacher and his ilk only learned of its nature and existence after extensive research. There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was rather different from that of the sea we know today. Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea. You could say it nurtured much of the life on this planet.
Huh. So it really was where everything began. It makes sense to call it primordial then.
But today, the primordial sea no longer exists on the planet's surface. What Vacher discovered must have been some kind of special case, or a remnant from a truly ancient age.
Huh. So that's how it is. Oh, you really know everything, Monsieur Neuvillette. But if that's the case, then why would people, at least people from Fontaine, dissolve in that kind of water?
Indeed. Why would the primordial sea, which was known to engender and nurture life, suddenly reverse itself and devour life instead? To be frank, that also doesn't match my understanding of this world and its laws. There must still be some unknown secrets around the people of this land. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me
Meron
about?
pa akong tatanong. Dami pa tayong kailangan malaman eh. About water. About the
That the
crops.
sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Farina crying alone on her throne, but the sins of the people will be finally washed away for good. Does that appropriately summarize the version you've heard?
Yep.
That's right! It was Linny that told us back then. And that about covers all the main points.
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no choice but to confront this prophecy directly. Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words the former Hydro Archon left to the world before she passed away.
A prophecy? Of the former Hydro Archon? Wow. This is the first time that we've ever heard of it.
Two parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea levels and the ability of the people of Fontaine to be dissolved. We should be more vigilant and stay on the watch for further signs. Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has also always taken it quite seriously. Indeed, She has been collecting information and intelligence from across Tevat for this purpose. If the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy is the conundrum left to Farina by her predecessor.
But with Farina being the way she is, can we really trust her to solve it?
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Yes.
My apologies. My investigation has still not reached its
Oo nga
conclusion.
pala, sorry.
However, I still believe the judgment of the Oratrice was not rendered arbitrarily.
But you also said you thought he was innocent.
For many years, I have been quite aware that the Oratrice does not simply mechanically repeat the verdict that I give on each case. As a divinely created mechanism, the people's unified faith in the concept of justice is integrated into it. Not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnitium, but it likely also possesses other traits, such as self-awareness.
Baka
Which is all
na-threat
to
siya
say,
kay...
I've been prepared for a situation like this for a long time.
Baka na-threat siya kay Child.
So when Lenny
Yung
told us
sariling
that he heard a
pag-iisip.
human voice from the room where the Oratrice's core is stored,
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. Perhaps that could serve to prove my conjecture. I will add that to the list of items to investigate. In any case, I am inclined to believe that the Oratrice does have a methodology all its own. We just do not have enough information. Based on Farina's reaction, I doubt even she had any idea what was going on. She managed to bluff her way through it, though, with her time-tested twin tricks of bravado and drama.
Huh?
While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, for now, we regret to say that the Fatui Harbinger will just have to bide his time in the fortress of Meripede. If we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit, we will most certainly compensate him to the fullest extent allowed by the law.
if you ask Paimon, the only compensation he'll want is a no-holds-barred fight with you.
Is there
Tama.
anything else you'd like to
Ito
ask
nga
me about?
labanan eh. Si Clorenda tsaka siya eh.
Your sibling, another blonde-haired traveler. I'm sorry, but I've never seen anyone who matches that description. If he ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure he followed our laws to the letter and had no reason to appear on the stage of the opera Epicles. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Wala na.
Very well. It was my honor to provide you with what answers I could.
Thank
I very
you.
much enjoyed conversing with you. It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility behind and return to Palais Memoria.
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette. Paimon thought you only
Monsieur
came here to pay your
Neuvillette.
respects today because you had the day off.
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice must work around the clock as well. This is merely the nature of a justice's work.
All right, you've got a point. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.
Nice. Oh, there's another one. Another quest. Ah, no, hindi na Archon. Search for... No active quest for Archon. So everything's now complete. That's the summary. Story quest na to. Iba na to. So yun. In conclusion, next quarter ng patch nito, nakaso ni Child. So yun na yung susunod. So there are a lot of things that you need to know about the story. Hindi pa tayo tapos.
Unleash!
Hold the line!
Bang! Ha! Patay kayong dalawa. Dogi-dogi mo.
I shall treasure this good fortune.
Uy, meron tayong ano. Alright, may pang-wish na tayo. Ilan na yan? Isa? Uy, kailangan ko na ng 30. May pang-wish na tayo. Teka. Natin ng 30 Primo Gems. Ayun, meron pa. Ano natin yung mga yan para tapos na mag-wish tayo before we end our stream. We're gonna pull for Yelan.
Whirling snow!
Wind strike!
Obey!
Patay ko. Teka lang. May activate tayo dito. Ano pa nandito sa taas? Ano ba sa taas? Ayun, nasa taas. Ano lang pala yun. Ay, dayo ah. Malayo.
My apologies!
Okay, isa. Ayun, nasa dulo. Paano natin yan?
One with nature!
Resin, rebuild!
Collecting rare and exquisite treasures.
Okay, we need only
Yes,
20.
seems suitably sophisticated.
20 na lang ba? 20 na nga lang. Ayun. Sili. Tumatakbo yun. Si Tanjiro gagi. Ang daming props dito.
Whirling snow!
Saan dadalhin ito? Saan mo ko dadalhin? Ay, ayun.
Collecting rare and exquisite treasures. Yes, they seem suitably sophisticated.
Nice. Let's try this. Tsaka ko nakunin yung mga hydro na yan. Para hindi ako malito.
My apologies!
Kailangan ko ng Geo dito. Tapos ko na ba yung dumi? Ah, tapos ko na pala. Baka may mga... Aw! Aray ko. Lobat na pala ako. Meron akong ano dito eh. Oh, di ba? Pang dalawang wish. Wala ko pa ng 20. Level 7 pa lang. Kasi na-explore tong lugar na to eh. Talagang ano eh. Tamad sa tamad. Tayo ng mga ano, magbukas tayo ng domain. Sayang yan, 20 din yan. Ay, meron pala yung mga domain sa ano. Sumero. 4. Pang wish lang, pang wish. Posing ko na lang tong stream na to. Pa natin ata. Ayun o. Ayun o. May ano. Diyos ko po, napakalayo pala niya. Po, baka nasa loob yan ah. Cider sa baba. Sa baba nga. Oh. Ito pala yung Paradise Lost. Yung Paradise Lost. Animo. Ah, yung animo. So, Hyperbloom. Meron akong hindi pa napasok dito. Ito ata eh. Hindi. Nope. Ito! Diba? Pusin natin to. Dendro. Natin ang Hydro and Dendro. Yan lang natin to. Yan natin to. Kokomi. So, si Kokomi.
We'll need a strategy.
The heart. You know. Laking bulaklak na ito ah. Huda. Support nahide. Oh.
Following orders. A new punching bag.
Come on out. Emerge. Right here.
Mas malakas pag may ganito. Oh, kapay kayo. Ay, Fabloon. Ay!
Illusion shattered!
Emerge, right here. Emerge.
Share my knowledge. Allow me.
Shine down!
A new punching bag today. Come on!
Right now. Right here. Right now.
Billowing surge. Resin. Rebuild. The Temple of Wisdom. I see everything.
There is no escape!
Right here. Emerge. Right here.
Hey,
Shine down!
hold back. Let's move out. Make yourselves at home. I see everything.
Right now.
Hey! Rest and rebuild! Turn, bring refuge!
Hop, wait lang. Masakit ka.
There is no escape!
Grow, grow, grow! Let's wait for you.
Torn to oblivion!
Buti ang sakit eh. Alright. We have 40 primo gems. Exit. Exit. Stage left. Alright. Wish. This is gonna be our 40th wish. 40. So last. Let's buy. Yes, sir. Kayang pang wish dyan. Okay, wish muna tayo.
Share my knowledge.
Ayan, magdasal tayo. Here we go! Let's get Yelan. Ito muna. Hop! Wala. Pa. Hop! Wala pa rin. Hindi nag-purple. Okay. 10 bulls for... Ilan na to? Uy, naglag. Haha. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 30. Ata 30. 40. 40 poos. Here we go. 40 poos. Wala. Purple. Isa siyang purple. Paka-weapon lang ibigay nito ah. Walang karakter. Uy! C3 na to ah. Tama ba? C2. C2 na to ah. Ganda to, mga C6 mo no? Ay, ang dinet ko C2 na. C2 na ito. Never maximum magic text. Ay, hindi C3 na pala to. Ay, nice. Wala yung dasal mo. Hindi lumabas si Yelan. Installation. Si Dory, tumalakas si Dory ah. C3 na nga ah. lalakas to si ano ah. Isunod ko na lang to si Cat Girl. Cat Girl. Ayan, cha-cha ka pa ah. So that's about it.
Something on your mind again? Let's work through it together. Two heads are better
Kaya
than
nga ito
one.
nakapangyarihan pero hindi mo binigay si Elon. Alright, so that's about my stream. Thank you so much for tuning in, Marco, Kuya Ems, si Glenn, tropa natin. Thank you. Next is abang ulit tayo sa next patch para ma-resolve yung kwento. Natin alam
What they
mangyari
say
kay
is true.
Child.
You have to see the world for yourself to
Thank you so much
appreciate
sa
how
pagtambay,
beautiful it
guys.
is.
It's a pleasure. And have a lovely evening and take care. Bye, guys. Bye, guys.